Hi, Marco Diaz. It's Aussie Villain, your manager. Can you speak English, please, mate? Oh, that's right, you can't. Look, I just wanted a quick word about your lack of goals. You're not scoring. I know you scored for Chile, but they didn't pay £10 million for you. They no pay the money. Look, just score goals, will you? Grazie. Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain, and welcome back to Queen of the South. It's Season 8, Season 9, Episode 8, wrong way round today, and we have, big games. We have Slavia Prague in the Champions League, win that, and we just might find ourselves with a final game against Chelsea at home, with us winning, getting into the knockout rounds of the Champions League, and then we're off to Hampden Park to face Hearts in the Betfred semi-final. Now, the question we have since last episode is, what do we do with Marco Diaz? He still hasn't scored. He scored for Chile, which is good. Maybe it gets a bit of confidence for him, but he's not scoring, and perhaps more frustratingly, if we go and have a look at his form, he's not particularly playing well either. So we just have a little bit of a problem with what do we do with Marco Diaz. I still believe in him. I do still think there is a good player there. He is still learning English as well. So, you know, there's a lot of excuses for him. But at some point on 25 grand a week, he is going to need to start finding the back of the net. And hopefully that's going to be sooner rather than later, because we need him. All right, now there are two games to catch you up on since last episode, both in the league. The first one was against Hearts. The only goal came when Eddie Johnson found Bermudez in the area. So it was a nice goal that won it, but it was the only moment of quality in the game, really. You can see we had a penalty which Bermudez missed in the 90th minute. Diaz and Angus up front were anonymous, and we ended up going to wingers, I think, in the second half, which was Johnson and Celino came on. I probably moved these guys out wide, and then I'm not sure what I did. But anyway, Razayev again was solid in the middle. We defended well, and that's pretty much all there is to say about it. We, with a penalty, had an XG of 1.6, and we survived one of these poor performances we have a habit of putting in from time to time. We had an international break, and then after that we came back, and in the league we faced Hamilton. We had an early lead when Ianu kicked out Celino. Irving played in Celino to double his tally. And Bernard made it 3-0 at half-time, before Hamilton pulled one back in the second half. So it was a good first half that won it for us, really. Celino is the complete opposite of Diaz. He just scores goals when he gets in front of goal, which is excellent because at least one of the two has come in and being a success. Irving continues 2 assists in this one, just continues to run midfield when we play him there. And yeah, it was, I mean, Hamilton a struggling side, so you'd expect us to beat them, but we did it with relative comfort, which is always nice. So if we go and have a look at what that means for the tables here, you can see results elsewhere have resulted in drop points. We are well clear. We're 8 points clear of Rangers. Now, Rangers do have a game in hand, and you can see there Ross County, Hibs, Celtic, and Hearts themselves are all sort of not far away, and then it starts to drop away a little bit. In terms of us anyway. So that is all well and good. And then a little bit of news in the Champions League is that Inter went and beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. So our destiny in terms of getting out of the group is in our own hands. If we win our last 2 games away to Slavia, at home to Chelsea, we will be in the knockout rounds for a 3rd time, and that would be a really good thing for us. So let's have a look what we're doing here. We will start against how we will start against Slavia. We're expecting a 4-2-3-1 formation from them, and this is the team that we're sending out. So Bursic in goal, Varela, Pitaluga, Leshy, and Ayrton as the back 4. It's going to be Bruno, Mashagi, and Alvarez. Bermudez in behind Angus. Now, Angus is now a Danish international, so well done to him. That happened in the last international break. And Eddie Johnson will be the other man going up front in this one. Okay, so we can see the team sheets there. There's no names on their team sheets that instantly jump out at me. Now, we did beat them, of course, 4-0 when we played them at home. It'd be nice to think we could do something similar to them away. Put on a worthy display. I can just about get on board with that. Make me proud, boys. And let's hope they do just that. And here we go. That recent form for Slavia does not look great, does it? So, yeah, let's hope we can take advantage of that. And I mean, our recent form isn't fantastic, but it's not too bad. Now, they have only lost 1-0. I think it was 1-0 to Chelsea and to Inter when they played them here. So this is far from a given, but you'd like to think that we do have enough about us to get the result here. We also have the option to go to wingers. Duque and McLean are both on the bench, along with Celino. So we have, and Santos and Irving. We only really have one defensive sub. Some of that is down to injuries. Some of that is down to me wanting to have options if we need them. All right. Treviso, the left back, is not available for this one, so that wasn't ever something that we could play. It was no decision to be made there. That's why Varela's playing. Pitaluga is there, and the goalkeeper has made a really good save to deny us a relatively early lead here. Almaraz will have another chance at it. It's another good one. Again, it's Pitaluga, and this time he just gets under it a little bit too much, and it sails into the fans. From the other side now, Almaraz. It's Pitaluga for a third time. And for a third time, it goes over the bar. Bruno is looking nervous, which isn't great. Santos could come on and play as a Mazzella there for us. That is absolutely fine. Ideally, though, he won't need to do it. And Slavia have an attacking highlight to start with. Let's see if we can put pressure on them here and win this back. What we really don't want to do is of course, fall behind here. It is an attacking team that we've put out. We're not sort of playing a European formation. So hopefully we're not going to pay a price for... I wouldn't say we're disrespecting them, but we're certainly backing ourselves. Ayrton has got forward and well picked out there as well. Ayrton beats his man, and he's got Eddie Johnson in the middle. Angus is with him. Johnny Angus, fresh from his international debut, gets a 10th goal of the season, and it's 1-0. We'll just go back to positive now. We don't need to keep attacking them. But Ayrton, was it Bermudez that picked him out? I think it wasn't Mashagi. One of them picked him out. He did really, really well. Got past Oscar. Then just picked out the run of Angus. And Johnny Angus did the rest. So it is 1-0. And as things stand, we've got a showdown with Chelsea to get out of this group. And, I mean, really, you know, if we can get to the last game still with a chance to get out of the group when we have Inter and Chelsea in that group with us, then we've done okay. We've not done okay there, though. This is questionable defending. Bursic with a massive save. And we get away with it second time around. Let's maybe just give it a focus. They're overwhelmed, but sometimes that's just what needs to happen. Varela with a throw. Johnson in a little bit of space. Twisting and turning, goes back to Almaraz. Varela getting forward. There's a cross for Johnny Angus, and Johnny Angus has a second of the game. An 11th of the season. It is 2-0 inside half an hour. And, well, given how Slavia have played so far in this group stage, you do wonder if they might just fall in a heap here. But, of course, 2-0, still got to be a little bit careful. If they get one back, suddenly it's nervous again. Wonderful cross by Varela. Questionable for defending by Vitek there in the middle, but everything else about that goal was brilliant. And Johnny Angus is not the worst in the air either, so you know it's. Oh, I thought that was going in. It couldn't have been far away. Yeah, Johnny Angus, jumping reach of 13, strength 15. He's 186 centimeters, which is reasonably tall. It's a little bit taller than me. Not that I'm a giant, of course, but don't even remember how tall I am. I think I'm 182, 183, something like that. And I was, of course, a towering centre-back in my days. All right, actually I wasn't. I was a left-back, or left of a 3, more specifically, with license to get forward. All right, what do we say here? I didn't use that license because I wasn't really fit enough, so I used to just, you know, make a token run forward every half, and that was me then. All right. There's no real need to change anything. Leshy's not having a great game at the back, but I think he's been around long enough that we can trust him. He's 22 now, Leshy as well, so he's going to start and really come into his prime. And there he is there with some good defending. I thought maybe, actually, it's brilliant defending in the end. I thought maybe the touch was a little bit soft, but he's done brilliantly. Picked out Angus. Angus across for Eddie Johnson. Eddie Johnson's in. Eddie Johnson can't beat the goalkeeper. And let's give them some early praise here. We maybe don't have quite as much control of the midfield as I would like. Bruno in there is nervous, tired, and everything else. So let's make a change there. Get Santos on for him. We have sort of crossed that bridge again. Pitaluga for a fourth time can't get his header on target. We have started to cross that bridge again, though, where we are having to promise players playing time. So that's always a little awkward, but we'll do our best to keep everybody happy. And if there's someone we can't keep happy, then we might be getting to a situation where maybe we need to cash in on them. There's quite a few. I think Walker was one of them, the centre-back, Walker. Bermudez is one. Now, Bermudez, I'm more willing to keep happy because he is club-trained, which is crucial for European squads. Eddie Johnson, I think, is another one. Eddie Johnson is in here again, and Eddie Johnson hits the outside of the post. A third goal would surely seal it. And we just can't, at this point, quite put this game away. Santos now to Bermudez. It's the first time they've been on the pitch at the same time. Bermudez! Oh, that's absolutely stunning. Omar Bermudez has unleashed a rocket into the roof of the net. That is 3-0. That is game. And that is a showdown with Chelsea for a place in the knockout rounds. Bermudez, I mean, there was nothing on here at all, and he's just absolutely swung a foot at it. And that's a tracer bullet. That is unstoppable. And it's 3-0. There's no one on the bench I want to give game time to because we have a league game against Motherwell coming up after this. Now, we know that we tend to struggle in games after Europe, or before Europe, technically. It usually is, isn't it? But around Europe anyway. So I'll play through that, and then we'll be off to Hampden for the Betfred. I wouldn't say I'm going to take the Betfred super seriously. But obviously, you know, you reach a semi-final, you do want to try and win it. But we'll be looking to give playing time to players we promised. That's a cracking ball. Alvarez is in, and that is 4-0 now. And that's some champagne football. The movement off the ball, the quality of pass, everything about it is just brilliant. Varela was making a good run as well. But Alvarez makes no mistake with the finish. And our Mexican wonder kid makes it 4. Let's just keep praising them. And with 10 minutes to play, how many can we get? Becomes the question, really, doesn't it? Santos. Pitaluga is a fifth time a charm. Someone's gone down. Eddie Johnson has gone down. Penalty has been given. And is it going to be Angus to take, I would assume, or Bermudez? I would imagine it's one of those two. It is Johnny Angus. And Johnny Angus for the hat-trick. And it's 5. 12 goals he has now this season. And he is really picking up the slack left by Conan Ong, isn't he? Not the greatest penalty we'll ever see. But it did enough to get past the goalkeeper. And there's no such thing as a bad penalty. It's in the back of the net. So that will be that. Is there time for a 6th? It doesn't look like there is. We don't need it. We've absolutely destroyed them. And that's 9-0 over 2 games against Slavia Prague. And it's difficult to say anything other than absolutely brilliant. Well done, guys. So 5-star Queen of the South triumph, a little bit more money. Angus in top form. And yeah, well, he's celebrating being an international footballer in the right way, isn't he? So if we look at the table, and it all comes down to the final game. Now, goal difference isn't going to matter unless it's 2-0. No, it won't matter, because if we win, we'll go ahead of them anyway. We have to win the game, but we've given ourselves a chance, and that is all we could ask for, isn't it? All right, I will see you momentarily to go to Hampden and play Hearts. Okay, welcome back. We are at Hampden Park getting ready to take on Hearts in the Betfred. Now, if you're wondering, the other semi-final was won by Celtic in extra time. 2 goals right at the end there. So it's Celtic that awaits us in the final. But before we get to this, we need to see what happened in the Premiership game against Motherwell. Now, we know games either side of Europe we've struggled in a little bit. Let's see if we could undo that damage, or not have that damage take place against Motherwell. And the short answer is no, we couldn't. It was exactly the same game. We didn't need to show it. We've all seen it before many times. 16 shots, 4 on target, dominated the game, couldn't score to save ourselves. The only thing missing was the Motherwell sucker punch, to be honest. So, yeah, there we go. 0-0. What a wonderful performance. But let's go and have a look. Actually, if you want to have a look at the league table after that, it doesn't change too much because everybody else is losing as well. Rangers and Celtic are both currently outside of the top 2, outside of Champions League football. Ross County, although they've played a game more than the next 3, so have we, to be fair, but we've got a little bit more of a buffer there. It's an interesting title race. Let's hope that they all stay sort of arm's width away and we can, you know, concentrate on cups and just chug over in the league. And yeah, the drop points right now aren't costing us, but we can't afford to drop points here because it's a cup game. So we're facing Hearts. It's a 4-2-3-1 that we're expecting. This is a team we're sending out. Now, I said I'd be looking to give players that we've promised football to game time here, so you'll get an idea of everybody that we have promised to. I might go down the list here so you can kind of see. So Burstick in goal. Ayrton, we've had to promise him football. Leshy, we've had to promise him football. Walker, again, we've promised him football. Treviso's just coming back from injury, so that's fine. Bruno, we've had to promise him football. Mashagi and Alvarez will play. Bermudez, we've had to promise him football. Diaz, we're going to try and get him off the mark here. He's going to partner Johnson, who we've had to promise football to. Is there anybody else we've had to promise football to? I don't think so. I think that's everybody. Yeah, so that is that. Let's see if we can make a final. Okay, so we can see the team sheets there. It looks like a relatively strong Hearts side. I mean, when we played them not that long ago, let's stick to the game plan, we'll be fine. We were the better team. We won 1-0, of course. I showed you the highlights at the start of the episode. So, you know, if we can play like that again, but take chances. We've done some chance conversion training. It doesn't seem to matter, honestly. And what really is confusing me is that it's not like it's the same team that I'm putting out that's putting in these lackluster performances. It doesn't seem to matter who plays. Now that to me suggests that it's something that I'm saying or doing, whether it's pre-game in the press conferences, whether it's team talk wise. It suggests to me that it's something that I'm doing that is just not focusing the players as they need to be. So I probably need to be a little bit more methodical and sort of checklist things off, what worked, what didn't work, and that is Leshy heading over the top. So yeah, I mean, that is probably what I need to do. It's just whether I can A, remember to do it, and B, I don't want to say be bothered, but you know, it's a little bit tedious. Like this team talk, this happens. I don't want to write that many notes down. So we'll see. I mean, it shouldn't. It shouldn't matter. We should be comfortably good enough to beat these guys. These guys, as in teams that we're dropping points to, and we just, for whatever reason, aren't doing it. Now, this is more or less a full-strength side as Eddie Johnson has played in. Can he find the back of the net? It's Diaz. Oh, and Diaz has finally got a goal. It was a good reaction. It's his first ever goal for the club. It's given us the lead at Hampden. And it came from a nice ball forward from Alvarez for Johnson. And was it Shaw getting a tackle in on the cover? Yeah, or was it a block? Either way, it's very unlucky. It's fallen to Diaz, and even more unlucky than that, he's got a shot on target. But there we go. Wonderful stuff. Let's hope that gets him off and running. And we've got Alvarez now with a corner. And that's a good one, and it is over the top again by Leshy. Highlight comes straight back for the goal kick. Can we win that header? Mashagi's there, down to Ayrton. Bruno to Diaz. There's a good ball again. Alvarez running through this time. Alvarez, oh, that is stunning. That first touch, from his right foot onto his left, it basically took the goalkeeper out of play. And it then just was a simple matter of passing the ball into the back of the net. I'm looking forward to seeing this. It was the first touch. This first touch here, the run is magnificent as well. And Ayrton to pick him out. Look at this. Or was it a little cheeky back heel on the left? Whatever it was, it just took the goalkeeper out of the game. And it is 2-0. We do have... I wouldn't mind giving Daryl Nicholson some game time. He did come to me again. He was asking for more game time. He's one of our young centre-backs. But I was able to have Walker. I think Andrew Walker was he's captain, isn't he? I think he was the one that went and spoke to him and just sort of took care of it for me. But Nicholson is very much, he's 21. We need to make a decision on him. We either play him or we sell him. So in order to make that decision, we kind of need to play him and see if he's A, good enough, and B, if he's going to develop with game time. And then we can make that decision. There's always been a little bit of interest in him. I tell you what, Gordon scores some goals against us. He's the Scottish version of, I don't think he's Scottish, but he just reminds me of Ap Gareth, if you remember back in the day. He's a mile offside. But I'm tempted just to sign him so that he can't score against us. We'll give him some more praise. That's half time. It's 2-0. We've got maybe a pinky toe into the cup final. Stay focused. Don't get complacent. And this should be fine. We've created enough to think that there's more goals in this for us. And we've got some defending to do here, it looks like. Bermudez, can he get a foot in? No, they go back to their goalkeeper. And here they go again. I'm really chuffed that Diaz scored. Because, I mean, we need him to, as much as anything. Luckily, Celino has come in and has hit the ground running. So that at least takes a little bit of pressure off, well, Diaz not scoring, and also me for spending 10 million on a player that's not scoring. But this is some nice passing. There's the ball forward, looking for and finding Traversino. It's looking again there. Oh, it's an own goal. It's a comedy own goal. I'm not sure what's happened. The goalkeeper's either not paying attention or the defender's not. I don't know what's happened, but it's 3-0. That should be that in terms of getting to the cup final. It'll be Celtic waiting for us there. And I don't think we've won the Betfred before, so it'll be nice to add a new trophy if we can do that. But what is he? I mean, to be fair to the defender, it's a terrible back pass. But the goalkeeper had enough time. But again, that's not really our problem, is it? At 3-0, I'm thinking now we can maybe go and make the change. So we'll get Nicholson on. I maybe should have bought him on for Leshy, actually, because if he wants to play game, well, they both need to play games, don't they? I promised them both. Bermudez, we've promised him football, so we'll take him off and save legs. And Johnson's the other one, isn't he? So we'll take him off for Celino. And again, that sort of all saves legs for future games. We'll give him some praise. I don't know, do we have more subs we can make? No, we don't. I always just assume it's 3, but there's so many competitions now where that has changed. Oh, Diaz! And Diaz has a double! Go on, Diaz. It was, again, a really, really nice run forward. A good pullback. And Diaz is there to make it number 4. And if there was any doubts we weren't going to this final, those are gone now. But Mashagi picks out Alvarez. He could be anything, couldn't he? Pulls it back magnificently. And I'm actually tempted. Can we offer Alvarez a longer term deal? He's here till 2032, sorry. What are we now? 2029, are we? We're season 9. No, I'll have to check. I think we just want to tie him down, though, as long term as we can. Just a 5-year extension and just make him a Queen of the South regular, because he just looks like he could be anything. He already looks like the best player on the field 9 times out of 10, and he's 18 or 19. Well done, boys. We're in the final. Now we just got to go and win it. So a dominant win for Queen of the South. That puts us in the final, as I said, where we will be facing Celtic. Diaz ends the goal drought. Alvarez just continues, as I say, to look absolutely brilliant. Let's have a look at his contract. So we're 2029. I'm happy to see if we sign him as a star player, he's going to complain about the lack of game time when I rotate. Can we get him as... I mean, it probably doesn't matter. He's going to play whenever he can anyway. So he still doesn't want that much money. A 4-year extension. I don't want... Does he currently have a release fee? No, he doesn't. Okay, so we probably want to hold off on this then, don't we? Because we don't want to add a release fee to a contract of one of the better players that doesn't currently have a release fee. So let's pretend that didn't happen. But guys, that will do it for today. If you have enjoyed that, make sure you hit thumbs up. Don't forget, of course, to subscribe if you're new. And we'll be back next time we've got the big Champions League decider against Chelsea. We've then got Rangers in the league. And we might even throw a cup final in there for a triple header. We'll have to see how we're going for time. But that's all for next time, guys. Until then, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.